Salvete, welcome to this video lesson on Capitulum Decimum, chapter 10, and we are picking up at line 26 in section 1 of the story. We see Petasus, a hat, and we see two gods, Mercurius, Mercury or Hermes, and Neptunus, who is Neptune or Poseidon. All right, at line 26, Mercurius autem ut avis volare potest. Mercury, however, as a bird or like a bird, is able to fly. Nam impedibus et impetasso eius alae sunt. For on his feet and on his hat, his petasus, there are wings. Now, petasus is particularly a hat that has a brim, so like a cowboy hat or something like that, wide-brimmed hat. Mercurius non homo sed deus est. Mercury is not a person, but is a god. He's not a human, but a god. Mercurius est deus mercatorum. Mercury is the god of merchants. Mercator est homo qui emit et vendit. A merchant is a person who buys and sells. Now, do note that both Mercury and mercator, merchant, are from the same root. The merc root in Latin has to do with buying and selling. Mercenary in English comes from that. Let's see. Mercatura is sort of like selling as a merchant. Merx mercus is goods or merchandise in Latin. There are a lot of other related words. And two important verbs to know here, and we've had them before, are emit, buys, and vendit, sells. So, Mercurius imperia deorum ad homines portat. Mercury carries, portat, the commands of the gods, imperia deorum, to people, to human beings, ad homines. This means essentially he's the messenger of the gods, so he takes the gods' orders and messages to humans. Isenim nuntius deorum est, for he, or since he, is the messenger of the gods. So enim means for or since. Is, again, is that pronoun that means he. Nuntius is a new word for messenger. Nuntius can either be the messenger themselves or it can be the news that they bring, just as a point of fact there. All right, going on in 31. Pisces neque volare, neque ambulare possunt. Fish are neither able to fly nor to walk. Pisces in aqua natare possunt. Fish are able to swim in the water. Etiamne homines natare possunt. Are human beings able to swim? Also, alei homines natare possunt, alei non possunt. Now, we had this before, but if you get alius, alia, in the plural, I usually translate it as either some or others. So here you could say some humans are able to swim, others are not, or you can just say some for both. Some humans are able to swim, some are not able. Marcus et Quintus natare possunt. Marcus and Quintus are able to swim. Julia non potest. Julia is not able. So she just hasn't learned yet. She's about 5. Marcus and Quintus a little older. Marcus is 8. Quintus is 7. All right. Neptunus natare potest. Neptune is able to swim. Isenim deus mares est. For he is the god of the sea. Oceanus est magnum mare. Ocean is a great sea, a big sea. So again, Neptune or Poseidon, he's god of the sea or just water in general. He's also associated with earthquakes and with horses, strangely enough. Mercurius et Neptunus dei Romani sunt. Mercury and Neptune are Roman gods. Romani et Graeci deos multos habent. Romans and Greeks have many gods. They were polytheistic. Poly coming from the Greek root for many. Theistic, theoi is the Greek equivalent of dei, meaning gods. Homines deus neque videre, neque audire possunt. People, humans, are able neither to see nor to hear gods. Dei ab hominibus neque videre, neque audire possunt. The gods are able neither to be seen. Notice the videri ends with an R and then a long I, And then audire also ends with an R and a long I. Those are called passive, present tense, passive infinitives. So to translate those, videri is to be seen, audiri to be heard. So one more time for the sentence, the gods, or just gods in general, are neither able to be seen nor heard ab hominibus by humans. That just took the last phrase and re-spoke it in the passive voice, changing from the active infinitive videre, to see, to the passive videri, to be seen, and then audire, audire with the E ending is to hear, audiri is to be heard, passive. All right, in line 40, Padus magnum flumen est. The Po is a big river. So flumen is a new word. It is an equivalent of fluvius. It is a neuter third declension word. So we'll look at that in the grammar lesson for this chapter, neuter third declension. But you'll notice it looks somewhat similar to fluvius. They both start with the first three letters, flu, which is from the Latin verbal root, flu, which is in fluo fluere, meaning to flow. So the Padus is a big river. Of course, we get fluid and many other things from that in English. In eo flumine, in that river, multi sunt pisces, there are many fishes. Now, you can say fish if you want. Usually when we say fishes, specifically plural in English, what we mean is different kinds of fish. Pisces, fish or fishes, in aqua fluminis natant, swim in the water of the river. In fluminibus et in maribus magnus numerus piscium est. In the rivers and in the seas there is a great number of fish or of fishes. Flumina et maria plena sunt piscium. Rivers and seas are full of fishes. Homines multos pisces capiunt. People catch many fish. Nemo pisces fluminum et marium numerare potest. Nemo, notice in the margin it shows you, is from ne, the negating prefix, and homo, which means person, so not a person. This is how you say nobody or no one in Latin. No one is able to count, numerare, the fish of the rivers and the seas. I will point out here the name Nemo comes from this, as in Finding Nemo or Captain Nemo, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. It means no one again, or nobody, and essentially it's an allusion to the story of Odysseus in the Odyssey, where he calls himself no one or nobody in ancient Greek when he is saying who he is to the Cyclops Polyphemus. And so whenever somebody's called Nemo or no one or nobody, a lot of times it's an allusion to that story of Odysseus. Pisces numerari non possunt. Fish are not able to be counted. And this is true. Fish, you could start counting them, but of course they're going to be more born and more die in the time you're counting. You're never going to be able to count the exact number at any given point. Pisces in aqua vivunt. The fish live in the water. Neque in terra vivere possunt, nor are they able to live on the land. Non pisces in aere spirare non possunt, for fish are not able to breathe, spirare, that's where we get inspire, respiration, and other roots. Spirit comes from that root. For they're not able to breathe in aere, in the air. So aer means air. Of course, our word is related. Aerial also comes from that root. Okay. Homo subaqua spirare non potest. A person is not able to breathe underwater. Homo vivit dum spirat. A person lives while he is breathing. Qui spirat vivus est. The one who is breathing is alive. Qui non spirat est mortuus. The one who is not breathing is dead. Homo mortuus neque videre, neque audire, neque ambulare, neque currere potest. A dead person is neither able to see, nor to hear, nor to walk, nor to run. Homo mortus se movere non potest. A dead person cannot move themselves. Cum homo spirat, anima in pulmones intrat, et rursus ex pulmonos exit. When a person breathes, breath, anima, enters into the lungs, pulmones, we get pulmonary from that, and again, or back, it goes out of the lungs. So we could say, and it goes out of the lungs again. Anima est aer qui in pulmones ducitur. Breath is air which is drawn or brought into the lungs. Ducitur is a passive verb there, is led, is brought. Qui animam ducit, animal est. The one who draws breath is an animal. Okay, so it's showing you here that the word animal, where we get animal from in English, is from the Latin root for the word for breath, basically. Non solum homines, sed etiam bestiae animalia sunt. Not only humans, but also creatures are animals. Okay, so it's saying specifically that bestia would not include humans, but the word animal technically would include both humans and bestiae. Alia animalia in terra vivunt. Other animals live on the earth. Alia in mare. Others in the sea. Or we could say some animals live on the earth, some in the sea. Sine anima nemo potest vivere. Without breath, no one is able to live. Homo qui animam non ducit, vivere non potest. The person who does not draw breath is not able to live. Spirare necesse est homine. To breathe is necessary for a human. Esse quoque homine necesse est. To eat, notice the long mark on the E. That's how we know it's to eat and not to be. To eat is also necessary for a human. Nemo enim, sine cibo vivere potest. For no one, nemo, is able to live without food, sine cibo. Necesse est cibum habere. It is necessary to have food. Pecuniam habere necesse est, nam qui pecuniam non habet, cibum emere non potest. It is necessary to have money, since the person who does not have money is not able to buy food. Now, of course, you could get food, make food, so on. But it's kind of simplifying things here. Sine pecunia, without money, cibus eme non potest. Food is not able to be bought. So emi is another passive infinitive here. This time it doesn't have the R in it. Some of the passive infinitives don't have the R. Some do. Necesse non est gemas habere. It's not necessary to have gems. Nemo enim gemas esse potest. For no one can eat gems. Gemai edi non possunt. Gems are not able to be eaten. There's another passive infinitive, edi. Said qui gemas suas vendit, but the person who sells their own gems, pecuniam facere et cibum emere potest, is able to make money and to buy food. Mercator qui ornamenta vendit, the merchant who sells jewelry or pieces of jewelry, magnam pecuniam facet, makes big money. Feminae quae pecuniam facere volunt, ornamenta sua vendunt. Women who want to make money sell their own jewelry. Now that's kind of silly, I think, and sexist for that matter. Certainly anybody can make money on selling their jewelry or make money in plenty of other ways as well. It's just using our basic vocabulary here. All right, let's stop there at line 68. We'll pick up next time and finish off our section 2. Hope you learned a few things here. Walete.